Good morning, YouTubers. I'm Chris.
And I'm Tyler.
On today's episode, we look at the Golf GTI, specifically
my 2017 GTI.
Let's roll. So what's new today?
Just got the car clean.
It's exciting.
Put the summers back on.
A little bath is always a nice thing.
Yeah.
Bath or wash?
I would say bath, but
Bath.
no, wash.
Wash.
I don't know.
All right. It feels good to get the summer tires on.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of May. A couple days ago, we just had 9.1 inches of snow, so it was probably good that you didn't take the tires off yet.
Yeah. After 2 weeks of warmth, you wouldn't think that we would need to worry about winter anymore.
Right. So what's your thought? Summer tires, winter tires, all-season tires.
So, I had never really noticed a difference in any of my previous cars, but this one I noticed that winters are a necessity in the winter just for convenience. It makes it feel safe.
Well, which brings up a good point, right? Because not only do we want to look at performance, we also want to be safe for a driver. Summer tires are great for dry and wet and when the temperature is warm.
And that's about it.
Right?
It starts getting cold and they just start turning into big old pieces of rock on your...
Yep. So winter tires, they're good in cold, snow, and ice.
Yep. And they dissolve practically in the warm.
And I know a lot of people don't agree with me here, but I think that an all-season tire is like an all-in-one scanner, printer, fax. It does everything, but it doesn't do anything very well, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would much rather have a dedicated summer tire and a dedicated winter tire, unless you're living somewhere where it doesn't snow a whole bunch.
Well, then why wouldn't you just get summers and risk it the 5 days a year that there's a little bit of snow and drive slow or call into work?
But I guess that's up to who's ever buying tires, right?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who say like, oh, there's all-season tires are good. They're good at everything.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. If you're not a performance driver, if you're not trying to get the most out of your car, then yes, it is exactly what you need.
Because you don't want to drive your all seasons in the summer because it just doesn't perform to the level that you'd want it.
This does have a nice exhaust note. I would say it's constant. Even in sport mode or not sport mode, it has one of the nicest stock exhausts I have heard.
I agree entirely.
What is angry?
You know, that's
Is it like being slightly angry?
and hangry.
And hangry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in sport mode, it won't shift out of 5th gear if you don't put it in cruise control, but as you saw when you pushed set, it put it into 6th gear.
Let's talk about some history.
Okay.
So, the Volkswagen Golf originally was known as what?
A VW Rabbit.
Which to me is a goofy name for a hopped up normal car, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well call it like the Volkswagen Mouse or something. Why didn't they call it like La Cucurava or something?
That would actually have been pretty cool.
Right? But anyways, name aside, 1974 this came out, originally, right,
Yeah.
as the Rabbit. There's 3 things that happened in 1974. Richard Nixon forced to resign from the whole Watergate scandal. If you like It, you know the movie It?
Yeah.
Stephen King published his first novel,
Okay.
called it Carrie. 3rd thing, and the worst thing that has happened to a car guy ever, the nation adopted a 55 mile an hour speed limit.
Wish they wouldn't have done that.
Right? So in 1974, the Rabbit comes out. First GTI, 1983. Right?
Yep.
And this is the heritage of the GTI.
They started off with a very modest beginning. They were light and just a little bit more horsepower than the stock.
What would it have? 110 horsepower?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yep.
So let's fast forward to this car. 2017. A again, I'm not a mathematician, but from 1983 to
2017 would have
is a
been
couple years, right?
30
So you jump up from what, 110 horsepower
to 210.
to 210. I don't know what the 0 to 60 time was in 1983, or even if they had a 0 to 60 time.
They probably didn't record it back then.
All right, what do you get for mileage on here? If you're driving like the EPA wants you to drive.
I think I've driven like the EPA wants me to drive once, so let's go with that one. I think I got 35 when I really babied it.
And that's freeway time, right?
Yeah, freeway.
So what is the combination? Something, you can correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere around 28 miles a gallon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is respectable for a hot hatch. And that's what everybody in Europe calls this thing, right?
Yeah, I don't know why we don't have more hot hatches in the States.
Well, and we'll get into that later, but what I find the same thing. So as I was preparing for today, I'm thinking of what else can you get for this price range, this type of a car.
For the price range of this car, I don't think you can get anything that's even close to what it can do.
You definitely can't get a sporty hatchback for sure. So some things that pop into my head. You can get like a Honda Accord.
That's not sporty.
That's sporty. You can get a Camry.
That's not sporty.
That's not sporty. You could get a like same year-ish Charger.
That's sporty, but then you lose all the utility that this brings to the table.
And let's be honest, it's American.
Yeah, and it can't turn.
I mean, I love America, but if I'm going to buy a car, it's going to be German. Or have a prancing horse on the front of it.
Yes.
What else can you get? Like a Mazda 6, again, a sedan.
Do they make a fast one of that?
Well, not fast. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You could get, we had a Passat before, a Volkswagen Passat. That was nice. You could get that for about the same price.
Yeah, I think that gets better gas mileage too.
It does. You could maybe get like a 2000 to 2002 996 Carrera with a boatload of miles on it.
Yep. But then, will you be able to drive that one in the winter?
No, because you cannot get a decent four for 20 grand. Because that's about what this is worth.
Yeah.
In there.
This one's 20.
A little higher, a little lower,
Yeah.
whatever. You could get like a 2010 to 2012 Boxster maybe.
That is true.
But you can't drive that in the winter. I mean, you and I would.
We'd be stupid, but we'd do it.
But most people would not ever drive that in the winter.
But if you're down south,
That would be a good option.
Yeah. If you don't need a bunch of place to put stuff or seats for your family.
When I'm just going to be upfront with you, if I can buy anything, I'm always going to compare it to a Porsche, right?
I know
Because that's my deal.
Yeah. I suppose you could get an Audi S series of sorts.
You could. Well, okay, so what can you get an S5 for in the mid-20s? But it'd be older.
Yep.
And have a lot of miles.
Yep.
Here's the one thing that you maybe could do, but you're talking a different price range entirely. There's some deer down there. You could get a Golf R. So let's say you're in a showroom. You got this GTI and you got a Golf R in there. What's the difference?
So the Golf R, it comes with 292 horsepower. And
Which this is 210, right?
Yep.
So it's noticeable.
Very noticeable, and it's all-wheel drive.
Which would be, and I'm pretty sure you get 4 tailpipes instead too.
Yes, you do get 4 tailpipes, and with it, you can get the optional titanium tailpipes.
Okay.
Which sound really nice, at least from the videos I've seen.
So you can't get these cool plaid seats.
Nope, they're all leather.
You
but
only
they
get
come
leather.
with an R insignia right in the middle.
So that's cool. So let's make it easy. Golf R, the big difference is all-wheel drive.
Yep. It's not the power either, because you can do a simple engine tune on this and make up the power.
Which, we live in northern Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Let's be honest. All-wheel drive
Is great.
optimal. But you stick a nice set of winter tires on a front-wheel drive car,
and it does just fine.
and you just can't be stupid, right?
Yeah.
All right, so for what practical what people might want to find out about a GTI. A, they can go talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
B, we can share the little bit that we know, right?
Yep.
So a GTI, how much can you actually fit in the trunk? Put the seats down, how much can you fit?
When you put the seats down, you can fit 1,492 liters of cargo.
You know what's funny about that? Not only is that a lot of soda cans, it's also coincidentally the year that we found out that Columbus was a sailor.
You know, you could be the biggest dork in the history of the world.
I don't know what to do with that compliment, but I appreciate it. I really like these seats.
You do?
Yeah, the bolsters hold you in about perfectly.
I love these seats too. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel.
You know what else I like? I do like that you have heated cloth seats.
It could be the best thing in the history of the world.
I mean, I like leather, but cloth is nice. It's always like the perfect temperature. In the summer, if you got shorts on, boy, you need to better call the fire department.
It burns your back off. And in the middle of the winter, that first minute or two of your drive, you're freezing. I love how well this car handles too.
I gotta say, I've driven a lot of cars. I've owned several Porsches. This thing is literally right up there, and it pains me to say that.
Because it's got the VW emblem on it?
Yeah, but those Germans, man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So how did you get into VWs, specifically like this hot hatch?
Actually from you, because I was looking to buy a new car because my Audi TT is just starting to get the gremlins that a car gets when you get a lot of miles on it.
Well, and that's the trade-off, right? Because you buy a nice car, you can get an Audi TT for pretty cheap. I mean, you can get different years, different mileage, all different price ranges, right?
Yep.
But the problem with that is at some point you're going to have a couple issues.
Yep. And I wanted a car that was going to be under warranty, and you sat in this car after I was wishy-washy on buying it.
I remember that. I said, if you don't buy it, you're an idiot.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to be an idiot today. I'm an idiot every other day, so I might as well buy it.
Which, it ended up being a good purchase. No, it's not a Porsche.
Nope.
It's not a Ferrari.
Nope. But it's a great little fun car.
I mean, I would say, if you're looking for something, hatchback or not, something fun to drive that's practical, that you can drive all year round, this has got to be up in your top 5 choices.
Yes. And then for a normal person like us, this has to be really up there because it's a cheap, fun car.
And just like that, the ride is over.
Please click the like button and subscribe.
Until next time.